Hello everybody, it's Teresa McAuliffe here from Lighting the Way, and I have come out to do a short video. I'm not quite sure exactly what I meant to talk about, but here we go. Basically I was on the beach today and oh my gosh, it was just amazingly beautiful. So much so that I could just feel it expanding and opening my heart. The feeling of being one with nature, being one with the sea. I'm glad I wore my sunglasses, even though I know it's not great for our eyes to be wearing the sunglasses because we do need the light, but it was for the sand. There was like a sandstorm. I was like, oh my God, it felt like being in the desert. I'm a bit extreme really when I say things like that. So really, I suppose I got this compulsion when I was walking along the beach and just feeling my heart so open to come back and create a video and just talk about the fact that we are basically in the real transformational window now of shifting timelines, and you know the split is actually there. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's like a love revolution really, or it can be the opposite. But let's stay with the love. So every small act of kindness, every small act of compassion is going out there into the collective. I'm just after writing down a few things to create a tsunami of love. And that's all I've written down, is that we can either be in chaos or coherence. And we're in the choice window. I'm just looking at that light shining in through the window there behind me. So we just start noticing those things like little orbs of light, the waves crashing. Today was spectacular. There was aqua, there was blue, there was white sparkles, there was just vastness. Yes, the sand was blowing, but it just reminded me of, you know, we're part of all of this. we're part of it all, and it's all a part of us. And I just feel like excited inside to be feeling so passionate about life and the fact that we have this human body to actually take around our soul and to see ourselves, as Zach Bush says, 100% human and 100% spirit. I think it was Greg Braden I was listening to saying it as well. Obviously there's many people saying it, but just once we can comprehend that we are both. We're not just a soul and a body, or a body carrying around the soul. We're both. So if we can feel ourselves as completely both, the excitement starts to build up inside of us. So I took one card off camera and it says create space. You can see that, see the light. To me that was the space in the heart. So how do we create space? Big question, isn't it? And it's probably different for us all, but in another way it's not, because we have to become quite still. You know, we talk about this great time of evolution. Evolution isn't about like floating up into the air or rising high. It's actually about going in. We evolve when we go inside and we connect with that well of wisdom, that well of power, our divine spark basically. Like we all have divinity within us, and so when we can understand that and connect with that and bring that into our daily life, and they don't have to be random acts of kindness, they can be conscious, continuous acts of kindness. They don't have to be huge, you know, picking up litter on the street outside your house, sharing some vegetables with your neighbours, lifting a heavy bag for somebody that you can see is struggling if they're bringing their groceries or something, smiling at somebody, spending time to rub an animal. It can be just so many things. Being compassionate to someone that's in pain, that's really, really in need of help. There is just so much. There are just so many ways that we can open up our heart and start to become part of that tsunami of love we're already there. We're not waiting for this to happen anymore. The energies are there, and August is a really, really, really potent month for us to set up what it is we're going forward with. I know I'm setting up a few things myself. I'm talking about this now, and I have taken some quieter time. Well, it hasn't been quieter in ways, but it's quieter from the energy healing. Taken not a step back, but taken more time with family in the last, I suppose, month or more, because summertime, a lot of us do spend more time with family. I was going to say all, but I'll say a lot, and I'm enjoying it, and I continue to do so. And in September, I am setting up now for September. And like, I obviously offer the QHHT, Dolores Cannon's Quantum Healing Hypnosis. And I have been reading some of her books. So again, it'll be takeoff. But the big thing, I suppose, that I'm working on myself is creating a subscription-based method where there'll be just a nominal fee per month, where I'll do some, you know, healings and breath work, and it'll be organized in a way that people will just be able to pop in and they'll have a choice, you know, maybe morning, afternoon, night, and deep healings. And then I'll probably do a live Zoom once a month and put that in. So I haven't quite, you know, brought it all together, but I know where I'm going with it, and I've met my web designer, because I just feel that we all need to meditate, to do movement, to do breath work, to do inner healing work, getting into nature, appreciating all of nature. I mean, I was watching all the birds down there today, and all the dogs and everything, and everybody's dogs seemed to want to follow me today. So I was like, oh, my heart is open. And this is what happens. This is actually what happens when your heart opens up. So I encourage you this month to go inside, you know, have some healing if that's what you need to do. Get out into nature, you know, sit by the trees, sit on the sand, sit on the grass, take off your shoes, take off your socks, ground yourself, earth yourself, watch the sunsets, watch the sunrise, see the beauty all around you. You know, just look at how vegetables grow, how flowers grow. I mean, everything is all around us. All we need to do is get quiet, be still and know that I am God. You remember that expression? And you know, I spoke with someone this week, and we were talking about kindness, you know, and you have to be kind to yourself, obviously. Sometimes that's, you know, being able to say no when you mean no, but it's also taking care of yourself and giving yourself time out and acknowledging how amazing you are as a divine human being. And I'm really taking that concept on board. And somebody did send me a podcast this week. Thank you, Sandra. And I can't remember the name of the lady, but she was, it was all about Mary Magdalene. I took out a spray today, and I thought it was the Metatronic spray. I had it inside in a different box, and it's Mary Magdalene. So it's the divine feminine energies. And just remember now, she was actually also talking about being 100% human and 100% spirit. And then I listened to Zach Bush, I listened to Greg Braden all this week. So there's a message like, did you get it? Yeah, I got it. So now I'm passing it on, and I have just the Healing Energy Oracle deck in front of me, just to see what message I can pass through the cards. So I'm asking all my angels now to come in and to give us a generic message that will help us all. But I didn't finish off about the kindness. So Mother Teresa used to have a very famous saying, which came to the fore for me this week and a couple of weeks ago, and on and off. But somebody was talking to me this week, and I said, you know, we've got to be kind. And somebody was saying, you know, sometimes that's not always easy. And I said, yeah, be kind to the kind and be kind to the unkind, was what Mother Teresa used to say. And of course, she used to look after the underprivileged on the streets of Calcutta. And I'm sure she had a lot of people that were unkind to her as well. And that's our job. once we can do that, our hearts just burst open. So start by being kind to yourself and those around you. And it just gets easier and easier and easier as your heart opens more and more and more. You will find it easier to go inside. I have promised myself more time to go inside also. So I've actually come out here. I actually came out here to do this video and to schedule in Teresa time for next week. This week as well, but mainly next week. This week I have my nephew's wedding, and I have to travel for that, and there's a few bits and pieces this week, so schedule in sometime, because you know, you can always say, oh, next week. So this week, but next week I'm starting a schedule of time, putting in time for myself. Okay, one card please for the month. Everything turns to light. Woo! I work to improve myself, embrace all that life brings to me, and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. Now, isn't that beautiful? So everything turns to light. So there's our evolution to love and light. Let's create this tsunami of light. Light is love. Love is light. You know, they're interchangeable words, really. So have a beautiful, beautiful month of August. I'm sure I will see you before the end. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, because I do plan to put more material onto YouTube. Thank you for listening.